Hi guys, today I have a game for you in my Tier 10 German destroyer, the Z-52. Now, here are my captain skills. You know, it's my typical build for a destroyer for the most part as far as captain skills. But for the modules, I did switch out the torp reload for longer range on this ship just due to the nerf of torpedo flooding and just flooding in general, and that these torps just don't hit very hard. I'm better off trying to flood them and then burn them. As you can see, we are top tier. There is still a tier 8 carrier in the game, and what I want to do initially is go in between A and B and try to get some early spots, but I want to stay relatively close to the Des Moines for some AA protection. Now, I apologize for the absolute lack of uploads, but life has just gotten in the way, and you know, some things are more important than others. And while I do love making these videos, you know, family comes first, always has, always will. Now, I have my torpedo selected because I don't want them to know that I'm targeting them. Oh, that was a really nasty cough and sniffle. But I don't want them to know I'm targeting them. Now, I've got RPF, and I'm going to send where I believe the destroyers are going to go, usually the route they would go. You know, RPF is telling me that. The smoke cloud is telling me. But as you can see, I'm spotted, and I did not turn on my AA. There are times for you to turn on your AA as a destroyer, and there are times. Just keep it off. Close enough to where the Des Moines was just going to demolish the plane, so there's no reason for me to turn my AA on. By keeping it off, it doesn't really let the carrier know where I'm at. Now, I decided to push him with the Hiragumo because I have Hydro, and if the Hiragumo is going to make a play, me pumping my Hydro is going to help this guy. We could tag team this guy. We can come at him from two different sides. The Enterprise is trying to find the DD, and, you know, he did lose some planes doing it. Probably just doing some blind drops in there, but I managed to get one torpedo hit on something. Now, I popped my Hydro thinking the guy might have gotten a little bit closer to the island, but he didn't. But I'm still utilizing this island to hide me. Now, I'm keeping my AA off because, like I said, this guy was going to want to go around and do a run, and by me not being spotted, you know, it's going to make it difficult for him. Now, of course, I'm on Hydro, but I figure this guy's not going to last long, so there's no there was no reason for me to really panic. Now, the Lexington's going to get a good whiff there because I didn't have my AA on, and all he could go by is last known position. Now, I'm grabbing torpedoes on a Bismarck that is turning away. But this is kind of why I went with range on my guns instead of the torque reload. Just to give these guns a little bit extra reach out and touch somebody, just to keep me away from all the nasty radar. Now, hopefully this Bismarck is smart and will just let one fire burn while I'm just going to continue to pummel him. Because, you know what? Really, the only thing I can do while I'm capping this thing, I'm not good enough to really hit the Henry who's going away. But the reason the title of this is No Situational Awareness is I make huge situational mistakes that luckily didn't cost us, and the enemy made some situational mistakes. We always talk about map awareness, map strategy. Really comes down to map awareness and what your team is doing, what ships are alive, and what the enemy is doing and what they have alive. Our carrier is making a situational mistake. It's not moving. He's still sitting there. There's one ship defending A. Anything coming out of A, there's one ship. It's Stalin. What is it? The Stalin. He is not going to last long. He's going to get focus fire because guess what? He's the only thing people can see, and that's what they're going to shoot at. He's just going to get overrun. He's never going to be able to go dark. Especially if the DD just keeps him spotted, that's all he's got to do. I failed to see that it was the Z-46 coming out of A. Now I'm just dropping random torps on the Smolensk, which is whatever. It's, you know what? They're relatively easy to deal with while they are annoying as all heck. You can still deal with them fairly easily. Don't shoot if you're not spotted. Let them waste the smoke cloud. Get distance. Kind of lofty shells. If this guy gets low enough, I'm going to shoot at this guy because, you know what, he needs to die. And here we go, our carrier is still not moving. It's only a tier 8 carrier, but you know what, he can still spot things. Right now we know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships. Half the enemy team is in A. We know the Smolensk, or was, or still is, you know, he was pushing B, but we know there's only 2 ships up at C. So what I'm going to try to do is, because I have very good stealth compared to the other DD, is I'm going to try to harass these guys coming out of A. I'm going to try to protect this flank. Now, I'm desperately trying to get to our carrier, smoke him, and hopefully get him to move. My RPF is pointing right at the Missouri. I figured the Z had actually come out and was making a play towards B. I didn't think he'd actually come out and go carrier hunting, but then again, what does everybody do when they see a carrier? Oh, we have to go kill it. And I'm using my smoke to try to, you know, make sure that, you know, this guy's line of sight has been broken and he can hopefully get out of Dodge fast enough. Sending torps against the Massachusetts in the hopes that he's going to obviously eat one, but you know what? Slow him down. I failed to recognize that my RPF had actually switched over one square. And I started shooting. I'm like, what the hell is spotting me? There's no way it's Massachusetts. Can't be the Hindenburg. I'm not within range. Completely failed on what was spotting me. Sorry for the cough. But it was the Z-46. And the Z did a good job of being, you know, seeing the smoke and getting a different angle to come out against the carrier. Now, this is what I mean by I want to get the flood and then set the fires. Any other ship but the Massachusetts, you know, I could really sit there and burn this guy down with relative ease, but, you know, he gets his heel back fast and he gets his repair party back fairly quickly. And there's the Z-46 spotted. Now, as much as I may be absolutely flustered with our friendly carrier right now, like, I didn't say anything in chat like, hey dude, you need to move, or hey man, you need to spot what's coming out of A, you know, you gotta find this DD. And you know what? That possibly cost us the carrier, but luckily this guy gets his rocket planes up. It's a Z-46, you know he's got his hydro. His hydro has to be running. Luckily our Smolensk was able to kill off the Massachusetts, but I am the only ship besides the what is that, our GK, that's running to that's trying to make a break to hook up with the rest of the team. And I noticed we have 3 DDs to there too. We know where one's at. So if I'm able to get this guy and kill him, that's going to give us a destroyer advantage over the enemy. The guy has some help in the form of the Bismarck and the Hindenburg, but I feel relatively comfortable trying to take this guy on. If I can just keep those guys at arm's length and let the guy push into me, we'll be okay. Now, I'm assuming that he may still be in the smoke cloud, and I know we both have the same amount of hydro range, but I'm still playing on he's chilling in his smoke for a minute. That maybe something has these planes spotted. Now, our carrier is doing a really good job of trying to get revenge. He's keeping his planes close by that smoke cloud, and I'm sure does he possibly has his AA off. Now he comes out, I'm spotted, he's spotted, and I open up. I'm like, you know what? This guy needs to die because now they're down to 1 DD. I get a fire on this guy, which is good because if he decides to use his DCP, which he did there, his DCP is not going to last very long, and hopefully maybe the carrier get a fire, damages something, and you know what? Get the kill on this guy. But because this guy decided to start shooting, whether his AA is on or not, the carrier can take his time and line up the kill shot on this gentleman as our carrier was able to avenge his death due to the DD. Now, I stopped shooting. I hit my speed boost because I don't really want to be in the area.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Desperation torps, I'm going to assume, figured, I mean, you know, in some situation, guys, you're better off just shooting your guns instead of torping. Very easy dodge, and, you know, that's less damage he did to me. Our GK has turned around or something. I'm not sure what he did, but hey, our GK came back to help defend this flank. Now, I am trying to torque the Hindenburg, which may or may not be the smartest thing, but our black is in the B cap against, I can't make out what the enemy ship is, sorry guys. But he's got help from North Carolina, so it's 2v1 situation. And the thing that's going to stop that ship from really wanting to come out against these two is going to be black torpedoes. Now, I don't know who's spotting these guys. I don't know if it's me or if it's somebody else. These guys haven't shot in a while, which is why I don't smoke up, stop, and start shooting these guys. I'm the only guy on this flank, and what I'm doing now is just relaying information to the team. Everybody else is on the other side, so they know where the they know where the Henry's at. I believe it's the Smolensk. You know, they know where he's at. He's in the cap holding the cap. He's in the bottom half. Like, you know, they know where he's at. But what I'm doing is I'm telling them where the Bismarck is doing, what the Bismarck is doing, what the Hindenburg is doing, and where he's at. The Bismarck is going in. Unfortunately, our NC is broadside to the Bismarck. But I've noticed at this time, okay, it's got to be the North Carolina spotting this guy. So I'm going to slow down, smoke up, and start shooting this guy. We need to preserve as much health as possible. Situational awareness failure, guys. They knew I was out here, and the Bismarck still stopped, knowing I was out here somewhere. Situational failure, you know, part whatever. Why is the carrier not hounding me? I'm out here alone. The GK is dead. There's nothing that could potentially save me from an airstrike. The Hindenburg, for whatever reason, just left the Bismarck high and dry. It's not called Battleship Hindenburg for no apparent reason. Apologize for the throat clear / cough. Now, there's no reason to sit and smoke. Because, you know, the Hindenburg's going away and he's not spotted. But the game's down to 3 ships right now. The enemy has 3 ships. Hindenburg, Henry, and it's got to be a full hull carrier, which hasn't been spotted. Who knows where this guy's at? He could be a J1, J-10, I mean, he could, hell, he could be going to Cap C for all we know. The only advantage we have is we have the cap advantage. Now, the Henry is going in to deal with the black. The Lexington is clearly at A because that's where his planes came out, unless he did some elite strategy of fly them all the way from wherever to come out through there to fool somebody.
Our team depends upon
the black
you.
Being dead now, and considering, for whatever reason, these guys have just left me alone on this side. And for the most part, all they've been doing is relaying information, spotting, potentially torping stuff. Hopefully the Hindenburg's hydro's not running, and it's going to either eat my torpedoes or the black sea mines. Clearly miss the black's torpedoes as my torps come in and kill
Enemy cruiser
Hindenburg. Now, what this does is getting that kill gives me time to get to A. We need to get A. You guys may be saying, geez, you're driving straight into those black torps. The black torps don't have range to hit me. I'm not worried about it. That isn't a situational awareness failure. Another situational awareness failure is the enemy have a ship advantage. They have a Henry. They have the carrier. Carrier is trying to look for me up north, I'm assuming. I know he's at A because, one, he got spotted, but my RPF switched A, which is telling me the Henry's going for C. You don't need C, buddy. You need to come back and defend your carrier. You should have been paying attention to your minimap. You should have realized I was out on your flank. That really what I was doing was sitting out there spotting for my team. Obviously dealing with, trying to deal with the DD and, dealing with those ships over there. But I only send one set of torpedoes because you know what? If these hit, great. I'm trying to save these so I can do a spectacular whiff like everyone always does when they get up close with these torpedoes. Now, at this point, I turn on my AA because what? I'm going to start shooting this guy because, well, this guy needs to die. There's no way I'm going to be able to cap if he's parked on it. Now, I'm trying my AP to see if I can get some citadels and potentially do this faster. The guy is showing me broadside. It is still German AP at the end of the day. As I managed to pull a Confederate, get 3 torpedo hits, put this guy extremely low. I dropped these a little bit behind thinking the guy was going to turn in, which he is, but of course, what does everybody do when they get close to a carrier and have torpedoes? They whiff. But this is what I mean, shooting my gun's going to kill this guy a lot faster than before my torpedoes get there.
Enemy aircraft carrier blown up.
Oh look guys, C's getting capped. Situational awareness. Carrier should have realized, maybe that DD is going to come here. Shouldn't have been parked in on A. But more importantly, the Henry should have came back to help him. Henry should have came back to protect him. If I get on B to start capping B, hey, guess what? Everybody knows where I'm at because, I'm capping B. Easily dodge all these torpedoes. You look at the time, guys. There's 1:15 left. There is no way the Henry is going to cover the distance to get me. The only question now is, will we outscore them? It's all it's going to be. It's going to be a time race on whether or not we can outpoint them. All we really need is one cap because, one cap is neutralizing the other cap, which means these guys are just getting 3 points to catch up. It's not enough, not with 40 seconds, guys, and my math sucks, and all I know is, I know this right now, all I gotta do is run away and hide. The Henry's not gonna get me, and this is what I mean by, situational awareness. You've got to be paying attention to the minimap, what's going on, where things were last spotted, what is the play to get you to win. I didn't need to kill everybody. I just needed to kill one ship luckily the carrier and get one cap. And then let time do the rest of the damage. Now we're going to check out the post-battle results. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this replay. I do apologize for the absolute lack of videos, life, and things, guys. Remember, you've got to pay attention to your minimap. Your minimap is probably the most important tool in the game to help you make decisions. The more you play, the better your decision making is going to be, because you can see people's tendencies and you're going to start realizing what you need to do. All the map strategy in the world can get thrown out the window if you have zero situational awareness or map awareness. Now, I hope this video really did help you guys potentially learn something or take a different look at things, or really just help you guys. I do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. I wish Nicky was here. I just never really felt comfortable trying to talk about somebody else's gameplay. But if you still want to send them in, the email is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And on that note, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.